Hello and welcome back to MarketBeat's financial news and analysis. Today, I want to talk about one of the largest and most well-known technology companies in the world, a stock that has been a popular investment choice for many years. Let's talk about Microsoft. As is often the case, views on Microsoft stock can be conflicting. The stock hit a 52-week low in November, but a recovery may just be underway. Chris Markoch is back with us today to discuss where Microsoft goes from here. Bullish tailwinds exist, and the investment in ChatGPT has Microsoft back in the news. Chris, let's dig into it.
Okay.
Chris, when we talked about Google a few weeks ago, you said that ChatGPT wasn't an immediate threat to Google's 70% market share in search. Do you still feel that way now that Microsoft has made this multi-billion investment into OpenAI?
I still do. And time is a factor here. So when we talked about Alphabet, Google, a couple of weeks ago, I pointed out that they have about 70% of the market in search, and Bing is number 2, but it has like 5%. So the point there, cost a lot of money with or without ChatGPT for Microsoft to close that gap. And that money would be coming out of earnings during a year when earnings are going to be at a premium. So I don't necessarily think that that gap closing is going to happen as fast as some investors think this year. And I also say that because I was reading an article this weekend. It was pretty interesting, from the editor-in-chief of Fortune magazine. And she said that, as you might expect, artificial intelligence in general and ChatGPT in particular were topics of conversation at the World Economic Forum, but not necessarily for the reasons that you might think. As she was pointing out, many of the participants there were focusing on what could go wrong with ChatGPT as much as what could go right with it. And those were comments that were echoing what Sam Altman, the co-founder of OpenAI, had said earlier this month about ChatGPT and the launch. Is there are some things about it that aren't quite ready for prime time yet. It kind of reminds me of the movie Jurassic Park, when they said you thought about something that it could be done without thinking of it, whether it should be done.
Yes.
Maybe our viewers would appreciate more of an example of, like, you created Bitcoin and you created digital decentralized currency, and then you're surprised that it's used for money laundering. So in any event, it's good that we're having this conversation now about ChatGPT, and maybe that will be something that will improve it in the future.
All right, so I'm curious now, do you think this might be part of a larger plan for Microsoft to buy OpenAI outright?
So I'm going to still say no. I wrote an article for MarketBeat last week, and I credited Axiom with this thought. They said that for Microsoft to buy OpenAI, let's just say, it would slow down the pace of improvement for ChatGPT. And that's exactly the opposite of what Microsoft wants. Microsoft wants to kickstart this. They want to get ChatGPT improving it up to scale really quickly. And if you take something like ChatGPT into Microsoft's ecosystem, it's really going to slow that down. Plus, Microsoft is still now in antitrust, I guess I'd call it a battle with Congress, because Congress is challenging their proposed purchase of Activision Blizzard. So right now, they've got a little bit else on their plate other than buying OpenAI.
Right, but if it's not ChatGPT, then what is driving the gains in Microsoft stock?
Well, I guess on the one hand, I guess it still could be ChatGPT driving it, and the excitement about the future of it. But if you'll remember, when Microsoft reported earnings, initially Microsoft stock went down, and that was even with ChatGPT. And that's because investors were reacting to the messaging. And the messaging was that sales of their cloud, the sales from the cloud were going down on a year-over-year basis. However, I think a lot of investors stepped back, they took a breath, and they said, wait a second, that kind of makes sense. I mean, 2020, 2021, those were outliers. And so it only made sense that in 2022, you were going to start seeing revenue growth slow in the cloud. there was really not a lot that Microsoft said in their earnings report that was bearish at all. And so now, I think the stock's moving up appropriately.
So Chris, are you saying that Microsoft is a buy for investors?
I do.
Okay.
I don't know where this rally is going right now, but Microsoft's trading at about 27 times earnings. And that's a little expensive, but for a tech stock, maybe not so much. And right now, the fundamentals of Microsoft look good. And I know I sound like a broken record to you, Laycee, but they pay a dividend. And I like the dividends. I like the fact that you have a tech stock that pays a dividend.
Yes.
I think that makes it a good place for investors to hide out in if they believe the market's going to get worse. And I also believe that they're going to be on the leading edge of things like AI if this truly is the start of a new run up in the market.
All right, you heard it here, everyone. You're going to want to take a look at adding Microsoft to your portfolio. All right, I think it's time to wrap things up, Chris. Thank you so much for joining me today. Your insights are always so valuable.
Thank you, Laycee. I appreciate it.
Yes. All right, before you go, double check you are subscribed to our channel so you'll never miss a beat. Also, go ahead and leave us a quick comment down below and let us know your thoughts on this one. What do you think about all of this about ChatGPT? What comes to mind for you as you watch this video? We want to hear it. Also, don't forget that we are allowing our viewers to try MarketBeat All Access completely free for 30 days, and you can get started by clicking the link I've included in the description down below. This includes analyst ratings, advanced stock screeners, stock profile pages, a ton of timely stock market news, and so much more. All right, that's all I have for you. Chris, thanks again. I'm looking forward to the next one with you.
Thank you again, Laycee. I'm looking forward to it too.